Hey, how's it going? Today I'm going to start on a special project for a show coming up called Dual Vision. And at the local gallery we have here in Eatonton called the Artisans Village, they put on a show, a collaboration show with photographers and visual artists every year. And this year I actually missed the selection date. But luckily I ran into one of the photographers at a local farmer's market, and we got to talking, and she offered to bring me some of her photographs to share with me to see if there were any that inspired me to make something from them. There was one in particular that jumped out to me almost immediately. One, it was kind of a picture of this metal building with a bunch of metal machinery inside, so and it's all rusted, so maybe that drew me into it. But I also saw a crab kind of hiding in the corner of the crop that she chose to do, and it reminded me of a hermit crab. So I've decided to use a bunch of old found metal that a friend allowed me to pick through at his dad's shop. And I'm gonna try to make a hermit crab. So, yeah, let's get started. So the first thing about a hermit crab we think of is obviously its claws. And a bunch of these old pliers, which to me, resemble crab claws quite efficiently. I just have to figure out which ones I want to use. And the thing about the hermit crab is actually kind of curl your crabs underneath them and kind of follow the roundness of the shell. So I really like this movement here that you see. Whereas say this one isn't, it's more square. So it doesn't have that smooth round shape that I like, where this one is more like that. So as far as these two go, these work actually pretty well as far as a claw goes. One is actually bigger than the other, so I think that's pretty good. I do want to do the legs in sections because they have these, they're almost like fingers, the way that their claws are. They're like little hands, actually, if you look at them. They kind of resemble, like, sometimes they look like fists when they're just kind of sitting there. And then when they crawl, they do these weird, cool little things. But yeah, so I think that's a good starting point on a claw, but I'm also gonna move very slow because it's a lot of looking, imagining, and trying different things and seeing what works the best for what I'm going for. But I want it to feel like it has life in it. And I might use this piece here for sections of the leg because it's thinner in parts and thicker, and I have another one of these. I also really like these kind of circular things in it. I can see myself doing a section that's got that curve and that ridge to it. These might work, I have to experiment. I like the circles. Kind of want to include that because in the original photograph there are they're not gears, but they're circular mechanical objects that give it, they give it personality. So I just think adding them into the design of the hermit crab is a good way to approach it. But yeah, so I'm gonna cut these up and then start trying to piece things together. Yeah, I also like the movement up here on these pieces. I may have said that before. They might be cool coming out of the top of the shell next to the eyes. These might be really cool to build some legs out of. Like if I can't get this to work, I might switch to these. That's the secondary. We're good. Let's get to work. So I figured out what I was doing wrong. This piece, this bolt, is a righty-loosey. I have no idea why. The other one was not that way. Maybe that's why. Because it was the left side or whatever part of those bolt cutters. But I got it with a little oil. It's coming out now. There we go. And now that I'm filthy, two new pieces, ready to rock and roll. Today, I will be working on cutting up these pieces into segments that will make up the leg eventually. I've actually never done anything quite like this. So yeah, we'll do that and see where it takes us. Each leg has 4 segments. The claws have 3 segments, but they're much larger. So I'll be trying to get the measurements right on that to get some cool little knuckly looking crab legs